let the dogs out? Who 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 let the dogs out?
Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida, kicking off our second episode of season 3. And joining me is Pup Spark from Kansas City, Missouri. How are you?
Fantastic. You having a good evening?
Oh, I'm always awesome and everything, and I'm just glad it's almost the weekend for us all.
Same.
So I always like to find out a little bit of history slash background. So what was the inspiration behind your name, Pup Spark?
So for pretty much my entire time online, I used a lot of fire aliases. So Flint, Locke, etc. Because I'm a firebug naturally. And I was looking through pup names and Spark came up. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, no, that feels right. I kind of like that. And people seem to like it and it kind of stuck. So
Oh, that's good. I like the name.
thank you.
So, is there some kind of a story behind the colors of your pup hood?
Yes, so kind of relating back to the fire thing, initially my hood was going to be purple, orange, and light blue versus the purple, blue, and pink that it became. Purple was the color of my first hood, and I love purple. It's always been my favorite color.
Hmm.
Um, Light blue was for, lightning and kind of that spark sort of stuff, and then the orange would have been for fire sparks. So some of that. I had a friend of mine who I was talking with, and he had said, instead of the orange, why don't you go for pink? And the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, no, that looks really good. I like that for some reason. And it took me 2 days to realize it was the trans colors. And then a couple months later until I came out as trans. So
Oh,
the
perfect.
universe was planning something for me that I wasn't aware of yet.
Yes, it was. And that's an awesome story to have.
Thank you.
So, how long have you been a pup?
Um, Officially, coming up on 2 years.
Okay.
Although I've been a handler for almost 12 at this point.
Oh, wow.
So I had been in a lot of power exchange style dynamics where I was the dom, and a lot of them turned into me as the handler because I've been in the pet play scene since 2016.
Wow. Okay. So you've been it's probably you and I are close. I may be a little bit longer than 2 years, but it's we're pretty close in how long we both been pups. So,
Yeah.
well, during that time, even as a handler, what have you seen that's been the easiest part for pups in our community?
Well, easiest part, at least I've seen for pup specific, is a lot of we have the most amount of gear. We have the most amount of stuff that's geared towards us. I
Hmm.
have seen. I would like there to be more stuff that's non-pup, so stuff for ponies and kittens and stuff. Just kind of knowing who I know, it would be nice to see that. But easiest in terms of just pup is, access to hoods and access to gear and stuff that we get to enjoy and get to use a lot more of. So yeah.
Well, on the other hand, what have you found that has been the most difficult part of being a pup in our community?
Difficult, I would say. Hmm. Hmm. Some of the stigma and some of the stereotypes we get for, always being the hyper energetic, the super active. We often get told, we're submissive because we're pets. And
Hmm.
therefore, people sometimes don't take us seriously when we say, know we have an opinion on something or we want to say something, and they go, "Oh, you're just a pet," that your opinion doesn't matter at that point. And I'm like, really? Why? So
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that at a few events. So
Well, and that's very understanding that I agree with you on that. So in your 2 years, I'm sure you've seen new people come in and join the community. What advice would you give somebody that's just now wanting to get started into the pup or critter community?
I would say if you can, reach out and find some of your local scene. Now, I'm very fortunate because of where I live with Kansas City. We have a very large pet community.
Yeah.
Um, and I know for some of the smaller towns that they don't really have that, or if they do, they have to travel far away to bigger cities to find those communities. Find those communities and other ones of just go online. There is chat groups, there's Telegram, there's Discord, there's Facebook Messenger. Just find each other and do that connection. So whenever you do actually get a chance to go out to more of these events in person, you already know the people there, or you already have a connection to, I know such and such. They know this person. Let's go talk with them. And then you have that
Hmm.
connection started. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So what was your inspiration to embrace the human pups lifestyle? What got you into it?
Well, on the handler side, initially, it was just because all the people I were dating that I had been in relationships with kind of all fell into that dynamic where
Okay.
I was the handler and then they became my pet, my puppy. Um, and then when I got with my now owner, she was able to fine tune and kind of hone my interest and my what I enjoyed out of doing, which for me is service.
Okay.
I am a service oriented pup, and I love being able to serve her, love being able to help her, um, and then kind of what turned later into helping the community. But
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. Well, if money were no object for you, where would you want to travel to in the world?
oh, that's a good one. It's tied between two. Japan, just
Hmm.
because the culture and the history and kind of that, like, I think that would just be fun as someone not from that culture being able to see that culture. And then the other one would be Scotland, Ireland, Britain, kind of the British Isles. I think would be really fun to take a couple weeks and kind of explore the country and explore the countrysides and yeah, just enjoy everything about the but going to a completely different part of the world.
Two amazing choices. I agree.
Thank you.
So you mentioned Kansas City being a good community with a lot of critters. Tell me a little bit. What does it look like? I mean, how do y'all do a lot of events or anything?
Yes. So we have the big one in KC is called Midnight Hell Kansas City.
Okay.
They were founded in August of 2019, right before the pandemic. Um, and I was one of the original people that helped found the group, along with Bob Zephyr, who was a very dear friend of mine. I love Zephyr. But we do a couple bar events every month. We do non-bar events every month. We do munches. We do socials. We do mini golf. We go out and walk around the city. We just kind of hang out. It's a very tight knit but very welcoming community. It doesn't feel very cliquish.
Hmm.
It feels like someone's new is here. Let's go talk with them. Let's go see what their story is and see if we can bring them in. And we've had a very good, consistent track record of finding people and them sticking around.
And that's what I like about because most of the time events are held at a bar, and and,
Mm-hmm.
and not everybody likes to drink or wants to drink.
Yep.
And so I'm glad that you guys offer some things that are away from the bar
Yes.
because
And
that's
I am 14, almost 15 months sober at this point.
Oh, well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I've very much been an advocate for let's take events outside the bar for those that can't or won't drink. And so we've done laser tag, we've done paintball, we went out to Pumpkin Patch back in October. Like,
Oh.
it's just very, like, you can go out. You don't need your gear. You don't need to go out and do all these things. It's just a really warm and welcoming community. So,
And
yeah.
that's what we're starting to start that here. Me and one of my other really good friends, we had this idea of all of us getting together and just going and watching a movie. And
Yes.
so we found somebody that works at a movie theater that is in our community. And he was able to talk his boss into allowing us to go to this movie and wear our gear as long as we sell enough tickets to fill up the whole auditorium. They won't let anyone else. We do premieres before the movie's out. We did our first
Ooh.
one last month and we all went and saw Wicked together in our pup hoods. And we had 55 pups show up, I think.
Ooh.
And we're getting ready to do it again in January. We're going to see Wolfman.
Ooh.
And we've already sold, I believe, last count this tonight was 28 tickets already for that one.
Nice. No, I think that's definitely something I need to bring up with my local community and see if we can get that. Because the last time we did something like that was when Dungeons and Dragons came out a while ago. That was the
Yeah,
last event we did with that. So yeah, that high time we do that again.
it was a blast, and we even had giveaways. We did door prizes and things like that. And we're going to continue to do that because we're actually charging a little more than a normal ticket would cost. But everyone says because we can all watch it together, it's a premiere, we see it before it's released, it's worth the extra money. So we try to do some things to make it a little bit more worth their while to be there.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Yeah, it was a blast. I mean, we had green and pink cupcakes. We had so many giveaways. It was so much fun. We had a blast.
Oh, now I'm getting ideas.
Well, if you need any more, you know where to reach out to. I'll be glad to, help you
Yeah,
out
no,
to
I can def-
whatever.
absolutely.
So if others wanted to reach out to you, how might they get in touch with you?
So I do technically have a couple of social medias. I do have my primary one, which is Facebook, that I use for pretty much about 95% of my interactions, which is Pupper Spark,
Okay.
Pupperspark. It's on Facebook, so I have Messenger is 24/7 open at this point. If you want to send a text, you want to send a message, don't care, doesn't matter. I'm always interested in helping where I can. I do also have an Instagram. It is Sparkania Lynn. That is my drag Instagram. I basically never check it, and I
Okay.
basically never post on it. And the other one is Fet, also Pupper Spark. Again, I basically never check it. Um, I only do that to RSVP to events. But yeah, if you want to get a reach out to me, ask a question, know something, know my favorite food for the day is, Facebook is the best place to do it.
All right. Well, that's good enough for me. That's where I spend most of my time as well. So,
Hmm.
any last words before we get off of here?
Um, hmm. Artichoke, curtain, cardboard, and a woo.
That's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, I have to say it was a pleasure having you on. I know we're going to be talking again, possibly on another podcast in the near future.
I'm excited for it.
And I am too. I'm so excited about doing it. So more to come on that.
Yes,
Well, Pup Spark, it was awesome having you on, and I know for sure this will not be our last time.
I hope it isn't.
I will talk to you soon.
All right, bye.